I'm Kortnie.
And I'm Emily. And this is
Cheers to that.
Welcome to our 4th episode
Yay!
here at Cheers to That, your weekly podcast where we talk about the highs and lows of motherhood and celebrate everything in between. So, Court Nasty, I gotta ask, have you ever woken up and thought about committing a felony?
Every day.
Every
day.
I sure as shit did today.
Especially just actually only on the weekends. I think there might
What
be
do you
some
think the
correlation
correlation
is between that.
It's fine. When I talk about my felony, I do mean first-degree murder. And you know, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Like, it's not necessarily that I wake up and I'm like angry at a specific person. I just wake up and I'm like, my house is messy. I slept with my hair wet last night. It's crazy. I know I have to take a shower again.
Well, you're
There's no
thinking about all of the things you need to do as well to fit into 2 days of the weekend.
Yes.
That feels like daunting always to me, which then causes like my anxiety to spike, and
No,
then I get angry.
300% anxiety. So, but the person that gets that energy directed right at them with a laser beam,
sadly,
like an ant under a magnifying glass in the sun,
is the husband.
Sorry, babe. He. This has a good ending, so don't judge me too hard in the beginning. I was like just going on like, you know, whenever you angry clean and you go on your rampage, and then I realized the trash cans are out in the street still, and then this, and then I was like just acting crazy. And then I tried to make some chicken, which we'll get into because that was another fail of my day. And I was reloading the dishwasher, and Connor comes in and is trying to move the dishwasher around. He breaks one of my wine glasses.
Well, and these are beautiful wine glasses.
Gorgeous.
He also broke what I have deemed as my wine glass when I come over here, because lilac is my favorite color.
That was intentional.
And I think that he was doing that to like get back at me
trying
about
to hurt
something.
you.
I think that he wanted to cut me so deeply, and I think
it worked.
the message he was sending was, you're not welcome over here anymore.
That's what I mean.
If you don't have a wine glass here,
someone had to say
you're not welcome here anymore.
Correct.
And I feel like that
single-handedly trying to sabotage the podcast. That's what's happening.
He decided he doesn't want to produce anymore.
Correct.
He's done with this.
And you know
so
what?
he broke a wine glass.
I understand. And these things happen. But I got these wine glasses for Christmas, and we've pretty much only used the same colors every time. But I have like all different colors. And they're like my pride and joy. I love them so much. It's my favorite. One of my favorite things I've ever gotten. And the purple one broke. There's like 6 in the set. And so
you can't just buy. You can't just buy the purple one.
So I was like, in my fit of rage, I wanted to be like, you better get on Amazon right now and reorder these fucking glasses.
Did you keep your mouth shut?
I did.
Like,
I didn't
did you just like zip it up and
I just like
walked away?
Continued like, I was like, you did break my glass, because I told him like, if you break one of these glasses, I'm gonna kill you. And then he didn't realize he had broken it in the dishwasher, and so I reopened the dishwasher, and
he probably didn't realize you were actually serious about those accusations.
Yeah, no, he literally sat in the living room and like didn't respond because he was fearing for his life. But then this is where the good story is, and why my husband is my husband and can deal with me being a psychopath. He ordered me a whole new set because he couldn't order.
Well, we came over to get ready to film, and you know, she's still going on about these wine glasses, which I respect because I'm upset too. You know, he also hurt me in this process.
Both of us, wives.
And Connor, you know, in his what Emily would call Squidward voice, as deep as he can go, is, well, I ordered you some more on Amazon.
Yeah, he hadn't even told me he ordered more. He literally. He said
like he already got on Amazon
like,
and ordered
it.
Yeah,
Connor, if only we had a 6 glass. And he's like, I already ordered you a new set. And I was like, oh my God. And Courtney's like, wow, that's really sweet. And I was like, yeah, I'm such a bitch.
Guess all is forgiven.
Yeah. Until
the next time.
Yeah.
Until the next time, Connor. Until the next time.
Yeah, but I'm feeling better. Courtney asked, I texted her and I was like, I just like don't even know if I can do this today. Like, I am just in a mood. And she was like, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Well, spoiler alert. I was hangry.
She said, I came over and I'm like, hey, are you good? Like, are we good to go?
You were tiptoeing into my bathroom. I'm getting ready, and you said,
hey,
how you feeling? And I was like,
just doing a little check-in. Can you give me a fist of 5, maybe? How are you feeling? Maybe get in your coping strategies checklist and see like which one you might need to use.
I was raised in the early 2000s. I don't have coping strategies.
I teach social skills, and so with all of my students, that's what I'm like, oh, you're okay. What are you feeling right now? Oh, you're angry. Okay, now what do you need to do with that anger? How are we going to get better? And I think that that's what I need to start using maybe on you.
No, I think that's why we're friends, because you can see my outbursts and be like, all right, she's feeling angry. We're going to do this with these emotions. And then I'm like, and and then I calmed down. But yeah, no, I'm a raging lunatic.
Well, besides all of that, how was the rest of your week?
Oh, so great. Pretty good. We are close to Houston, Lake Houston specifically, and so there is like flooding that was supposed to happen, but nothing's really happened to
Well, it's not
us.
here in the area that we're in, but across the bridge, like where I work, there's some really bad flooding, and I'm so upset because my best friend from Oklahoma, so we've known each other since high school. She was supposed to come down this weekend. You were even supposed to do her hair.
Yeah,
We were going to have a girls brunch. I was so excited. I
it's
had
gonna
it
be
all
beautiful.
planned out, and we were actually going to get out into Houston and like go to the Heights or downtown, which I never do because it's like, oh, I don't want to drive
Yeah.
30 minutes. But
Yeah.
I had it all planned out, and then all of this flooding came in, and I just wanted her to play it safe because the week before last, whenever I talked about all
The
of those tornadoes
tornadoes.
coming through, she was stuck on the interstate because of the destruction from the tornadoes. She was stuck in traffic for 10 hours. And so I was like, I cannot have her come down here and then
Get stuck
be stuck.
again.
And that's what I was asking all of my coworkers, like, what do you think like I should tell her, because I wanted her to come but I also wanted her to be safe.
Yeah.
And they're like, she might be able to get in, but getting out would be the problem. And especially because they did a bunch of mandatory evacuations for certain neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And this is crazy to me because this is the first like real flood type thing
Yeah.
that I have been through since I've lived in Houston, and it's nothing even
You've
compared
gotten
to
really
like
lucky.
a hurricane.
Yeah.
I have been lucky the
But the
past
flooding
4
in
years
Houston
since.
is so strange because like sometimes the flooding from like a tropical storm or just this wasn't even a tropical storm, it was just
A
lots
lot
of
of
rain.
rain.
Sometimes that is worse than hurricanes.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is, but all that to say,
It was kind of an eye opener for me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I thought that I was going to be stuck at work on
Mhm.
Thursday, and then school ended up getting canceled on Friday, and so it feels so weird
It's just
for things to be
different.
canceled because of flooding.
Yes.
Because I've never been through that. I've only ever been through like, oh, it's canceled because of snow, or it's canceled because of severe weather with tornado
y'all
risks.
must have not moved here yet. When I got stuck, it was Imelda.
That was
Tropical
before,
Storm Imelda.
because I remember you calling me.
I was stuck in the Walmart parking lot. This was when we lived. We didn't live in the same like neighborhood area, but I was stuck in a Walmart parking lot for like 5 hours because I couldn't drive, and I had a Ford Explorer, so it's not like it was a little sedan like low to the ground, but it was too high for like my mid-size SUV. But yeah, so no, the flooding's crazy.
Well, and when you grow up here, I think that you just come to expect it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like, you know, to be alarmed, but you know also what to expect.
Yeah.
And then for me, I'm like, well, I'm just along for
Yeah.
the ride because
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing
the thing
with
the
this.
flooding in Houston is like, just don't go anywhere.
Like,
Like that's the signs on the interstate. If you're not from Texas or Houston specifically,
does
this
it
will make
say
you laugh.
turn around, don't
It says
drown?
turn around, don't drown, because during hurricanes and during bad flooding, someone inevitably always drowns because they drive under an underpass and get stuck in their cars.
Oh, God.
It's crazy. That's why we
It's
have the flood
scary.
meters all over the
Yeah.
sides, which you've probably seen, but just don't even
Yeah.
think about. We're supposed to get a bad hurricane season this year, so I'm like,
Wish us
Courtney,
luck,
Courtney and
people.
Matt, y'all have made it 4 years. Like, saddle up, baby.
Yeah, it was rolling for time for that. So
yeah. But anyways, enough talk about the weather. Literally the most.
Oh, are
boring
we those
subject.
people right now? Sorry, guys.
Partly
Ew.
cloudy, 75 outside. It's like 100 already.
We're just part of a weather channel now.
You know, you don't just see girls in STEM. We're meteorologists.
We've just changed our entire podcast platform now, where we will only be giving you weather updates daily.
Weather channel. Yep.
Bitching about our husbands and giving weather updates. That's what we're all about now.
That's our tagline. Literally. Okay. Reading, watching, listening.
Yes. Thank you
Let's
for
hear.
saying that. So I didn't mess
So you
it
don't
up
say
this time.
watching?
Yeah. Okay. So this week, well, let me back up a little bit. I feel like this week was just really good because I had like kind of a social week. So like
Mhm.
Wednesday, I went to dinner with some friends from work, and then Thursday, you came over. We had some other friends, Chris and Lena. They were supposed to come over, but he wasn't feeling well, and so we hung out that night. Which leads me to say, we had some of the kids down for
I think
bed.
they all woke up. We were like, "Holy shit, the kids are down. Let's watch a grown-up movie."
Let's put on a grown-up movie because I knew that I didn't have work the next day, so I was just trying to.
So we
live
were like
it
gonna
up.
stay up late.
So
I think
I
all
just-
3 of them woke up again when we went to turn a movie on, though.
Yeah.
Addie was asleep, but the boys
yes,
were awake. But
yes. So we still got to put it on.
yeah.
And I put on, it was on the top 10 on Netflix. I've seen one clip on TikTok, and I had heard that it was a little controversial, which I think that that's what gets you like into wanting to watch a movie. But I put on Miller's Girl. And
It's Jenna
let me tell
Ortega, and
you.
I don't know the main actor's name. He's in the Fargo season
Yes,
1. Like,
yes, he's
I
the
like him.
yeah. Me too. And then you guys ended up leaving because it was late, so we turned it off. I didn't even finish it. I
It
couldn't.
was
The premise was so
well, I
disturbing
think
to
we both
me.
thought it was like it's like a dark romance
Well,
situation. We thought it was college.
I knew that it was going to be about an age gap situation between a younger girl and an older man, but I did not realize that the premise of this movie is she's in high school and he's her
Mhm.
teacher, and I just could not.
I
I
think
couldn't
those
do it.
I mean, I think those are hard to watch for anybody, or they should be, but I think as teachers, what was
I
that?
just dropped my phone, which I'll need in a minute. I'll pick it up. I only need it for our stories to read it.
I'm done.
Here.
But we thought that that it was college, which is still not like super appropriate, but it's better.
It felt so weird.
But
I couldn't
as
do it.
teachers, it's like,
And Matt said he
ooh.
ended up finishing it today while I was taking Addie to a birthday party.
What did he think?
And he said that the ending was interesting because it ended with
Spoiler.
yes, spoiler, skip
Spoiler,
ahead.
spoiler,
Skip ahead 2
spoiler.
minutes. I'm not gonna
As you're about to literally say the end of the movie. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just giving footnotes, cliff notes. So the end of the movie, he gets divorced from his wife. Instead he gets fired from his job from being a teacher, but becomes a writer instead.
Which was
But
his
she
goal the whole
basically
time.
comes out and says, like, I had those feelings because I was younger, but you shouldn't have like acted on those because I was the one like in that position. It just felt still, and that was like the ending, like gave more light to I think what it was trying to portray, but
Yeah.
it romanticized the relationship way too much
Mhm.
for me. I couldn't do it. So I was like, dang it, I finally got a chance to watch an adult
Mhm.
movie and then I watch a really shitty one
know, I
and
hate
can't
that.
even finish it.
That's like that show, we talked about it a little bit. It's Kate Mara, and why don't I only know actresses' names? I don't know this actor's name, but you've seen him in a million things. But he's same thing, playing a high school student. She's playing a high school teacher, and that one it evokes similar feelings. Where by the end of it, you're like, "Ooh, they should get together," and then you're like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! I
Mhm.
should not be rooting for this." And it's a very
Well, and why is Hollywood putting this out where they're
yeah,
trying to like kind of advocate for
yeah.
these like relationships? And
Well, they're making them
why
enticing.
are we romanticizing
Yeah.
this? This should not be
Well, and like I
romanticized.
will say about that movie, which hopefully this isn't a hot take that gets me canceled, but like, yes, it was the teacher's job to not be interested in her at all and to rebuff her advances, but she was advancing after him aggressively.
Mhm.
And like,
Yeah.
yes, he should have stopped it, but also like she was
Well, she should have
coming
known.
after him.
Yeah, she should have
Like,
known boundaries too. It was just all
it's a
around.
yucky
I
like
couldn't even finish it, so
yeah,
that was a bummer. Did
yeah.
you watch anything else?
I started watching Girls.
Okay, you said it's on
Um,
HBO Max,
Yes,
right?
I think it's just Max now. They dropped the HBO.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I just started watching Girls. I watched Sex and the City. I like rewatched the whole series. Because I never seen it chronologically. I just watched it on like reruns
Mhm.
when I was probably in college. And so I watched Sex and the City, and Girls is kind of like the poor younger oh, gonna burp poor younger version of Sex and the City. So it's like,
Mhm.
and it's hilarious, and I didn't realize what a cult following it had. I posted about it on my like personal Instagram story and was like, oh, I started watching Girls, and so many people were commenting back like, oh my god, you're watching this for the first time,
I've
you've
never
never
even
seen
heard
it.
of it.
It's so good.
Did it just come out or is it
No,
older?
it's a little bit older, like I think the first season was like 2012, I want to say, like, or
Okay.
maybe even 2014, somewhere in that gap.
Well, my sister decided to cancel her Max subscription, Lauren. So now I can't even watch any cool shows
Way to
because
go.
I'm an adult and could get my own subscriptions.
But then you have to pay for it.
But then I'm having to pay for it. So, and I think the
Right.
deal at first with Lauren was like I would do 1 year and she would do the next.
And you're like, sorry, Lauren.
Sorry,
You're
sis.
not getting it. I use my dad's account, so I can't say anything.
But maybe I'll
I'll slide you.
I'll resubscribe
I'll
and
slide
do
you Mark's
it.
password. Sorry, Dad.
Or maybe I could just be an adult and then, trade off
No.
services and give my sister the login information to make it a little bit even.
Yeah, no, there's some good stuff.
But
on Max.
I know. I enjoyed it
I just
whenever I
canceled
had
my
it.
Apple TV, and I feel like now that I've canceled Apple TV, every single show that pops up for me that I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. Apple TV.
I went through a phase where I was
They're
obsessed
targeting
with
me.
Apple TV.
They're targeting me.
And then I kind of forgot about it. But
NSA is on my ass. And is it NSA?
what are
National
you?
Security Administration.
Oh yeah,
The ones that tap your phones. They tap my Apple ID account, and they
yeah.
said, "Oh, think again, bitch. You want to cancel Apple?
Mhm.
You want to cancel Apple TV?
I mean,
We're gonna put all the good shows on there.
honestly, Apple's would definitely do that.
Yeah, so I'm just a little upset about that. But I'm watching Girls on HBO, so I don't need it
Mhm.
yet. But it's really good. It's really, I mean, like, viewer discretion advised times 10. Don't watch it in front of your kids at all. But it's a
Mhm.
lot of people that I feel like have gotten very famous now. Like Adam Driver is in it.
Oh,
Yeah, Adam
okay.
Driver, Lena Dunham. Oh my God, I looked up her name the other day so I would not forget it and do this. The girl that's name is Marnie is the, spoiler alert, bad girl in
Mhm.
oh my God.
I don't even know if I would be able to
No,
recall
no, no, no,
it.
no. You'll know what I'm talking about. Where the black guy goes home with the white girl and her family's trying to like steal his brain. Get out, get
Oh,
out,
Get
get out.
Out.
Yes. Get the
Yes.
girl that's like so
Mhm.
beautiful in that one.
Yeah.
But a psychopath.
Uh-huh.
She is in that.
Okay.
And it's like they're
So
so
that's where they
young.
got their start then.
Yeah,
I
you
love
would
seeing
you would
that.
recognize a lot of the cast.
Mhm.
And there's other people that I feel like I recognize, but Adam Driver was a big one that I'm like, he has blown up
Yes,
since
yes, he
then.
has.
But it's a good show. It's just
I'll
light
have to check it out.
ish. And you know, it makes me feel panicked because they're all in like desperate financial situations because they're in their early 20s. But
Mhm.
like, I'm also grateful. If I was going in that same like path in life right now, I think I would be like, I couldn't watch it. But
Yeah.
as like someone that's on the other side of that part of life,
Mhm.
it's enjoyable. So that's good. Reading the same thing. I'm almost on a Throne of Glass. It's taken me 5 years to read. You
I
finished.
finished my
Yeah.
book. It was so good. I highly recommend that. It happened one summer. I mentioned that 2 episodes back. It did take me a little bit to finish it just because this is a busy time of year, but I really enjoyed it. I loved the book because at the beginning it sets the scene, builds up. The middle is really steamy. That's whenever I gave it a 4 out of 5, and then the ending rounds everything out. So I feel like
That's nice.
it's not like just constantly like
Yeah.
that. It actually has a storyline to it.
Yeah.
So I did really enjoy that book. And then I love it because if you can see behind us, this bookshelf, anytime that I need a new book, I just come over to Emily's house and have her pick me out a book.
This is everyone's
And
personal
so,
library. Yeah.
No, I absolutely love
Yeah,
it. I
same.
probably need to donate some books because I
If
take
you
so
have
many.
them, if
But
not, it's not a big deal.
I picked up People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. So
Great
I
name.
read like 2 pages yesterday, in between all of the chaos of
Life.
the kids. So
Yeah.
I definitely will be reading that. It looks like it's a good it's a longer book, but it looks like it's a good light read.
Yeah.
Just a
Like light plot line, right? Like
light
not
plot line. Oh my gosh, I can't talk
light plot
today.
line.
That plot line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I'm excited to read that.
Well,
Yeah.
good. Okay, yeah. I don't think I have anything else. I mean, still listening to Taylor.
Mhm.
What's your favorite song this week?
Oh my gosh. You go first. I've got to look
I
at
feel
the
like
playlist.
the song
Hang
that
on.
is
I'm going blank.
continuously stuck in my head is Down Bad. Like, I feel myself just being like,
Mhm.
down bad, quiet,
Yeah. It's definitely I've been listening to it on my runs. Like
and
all of the
I
songs.
revealed to you that she's comparing her relationship with Maddie Healy to being abducted by aliens, to
Yes,
which you were like,
I love
excuse
that.
me, and I'm like, I mean, it
Mhm.
literally like is talking about a UFO. So if you didn't know that, let me give you that Easter egg. She's talking about this UFO right here that we have on our bookshelf.
Oh, I was laughing. So, this is not about my favorite song, but
Oh, God.
the song "Thank You, Amy," because that's obviously about Kim Kardashian. And I saw this TikTok that someone made that it was a skit. And
Wait, I think I know which one you're
she's
talking about.
she is Courtney coming in, and she's like, "Oh, hi, Amy," like calling Kim Amy now, and because that's something Courtney would do.
Oh, that is happening.
And so the skit was hilarious.
You know, one of my favorite. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just trying to look and see like which one is really like My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. I thought was going to be like really cringy just
I know,
because of
the name.
The name, but I actually really like that song.
My boy, only breaks his favorite toys.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that one I thought it was going to be bad too.
Just because of the title to it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Taylor, we get it. But I like it. Least favorite? I know mine.
Favorite.
My least
okay,
favorite
hang on. Let me look back
very
at the
intensely
list.
off the top of my head.
You know what? I kind of think it's Florida. I knew that was going to be controversial.
What?
Oh, I like Clarabow a lot too.
love
I love that
Clarabow.
song. I forgot about that one. What's your least favorite?
Robin.
Oh, okay.
And I know,
Honestly, that's towards the end. I haven't paid much attention,
well,
like,
the producer,
to
not
that
Jack
one.
Antonoff, the other one. I am like not killing of names today, but
I never do, it's fine.
the other guy wrote it about his daughter Robin, but
Mhm.
it's just not.
I haven't paid much attention to that
It's
song.
just not. It should have not made it off the cutting room floor. Like, they should have redesigned.
Yeah, I
I
wonder
can't
what
even
she
call
was
to
thinking.
memory right now the melody of it, but it's just
know that it doesn't sit well with you.
not good.
Yeah.
Like, lyrically, I don't like it. It's just like it's a weird song. I just don't enjoy it. Sorry, Taylor. Not that you
No
ever
hate.
will care about this in your life. But
Yeah, we're acting like as if she's listening to
sorry,
it.
my personal friend
She's-
Taylor Swift.
She's actually just putting our YouTube video up on her personal TV.
throwing darts at it. Bring in another TV. I gotta throw in more darts.
That's the best you've got? That's the best?
Yeah. No, but I'm loving it. Still enjoying it a lot.
I wanted to say, before we move on to all of our stories,
please.
I was thinking about this and I'm like, I am loving like doing this podcast thing. And I realize it's because we get 1 hour of interrupted talking time to
I
each
know.
other.
Yes.
And I can't tell you how much I've thought about that because I'm so used to us in between our conversations are constantly getting cut off
we don't finish a
by these
sentence.
gremlins we
Literal
have.
gremlins.
And like, and they come up to us and like demand a snack.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing important. Go
No.
get a snack yourself.
Or what Addie has started doing lately. Excuse me, excuse like mid
like
conversation.
it sounds so polite,
but then
but
she,
it's
like,
also in the middle.
gets more and more intense. Excuse me, Emma. Excuse me.
Because if you're like,
Excuse
hang
me!
on, she still can't hold on. I have a friend from work and I like loved her idea and she got it off of Bluey. But what you're supposed to do is you teach your kid to like, they come up to you and they put their hand on your shoulder. And that is their silent cue to come up and like, hey, I want to talk to you. That has not worked with Addie.
I was going to say, did you start?
No, I tried it and I probably need to reinforce it a little bit more.
God.
But instead she's like, excuse me, Mama.
But
Excuse
honestly,
me, Mom.
it's really sweet. She's like trying, but
she is, and she wants to be a part of our conversations, but it's like we just don't get a full we don't get a full conversation in, and so I'm like, this is amazing because we get to sit here and just
except your
talk.
husband always complains about how we never stop talking and that he can't ever get a word in. And this has been years.
And then he said, so he's going to edit for he's doing
making
some of our social media stuff. Shout out to like him making TikToks.
Shout out to M Nasty.
And he was like, I can't tell you, I have to get down to the millisecond in order to get the TikTok right because you guys talk so fast
and on top of each other. Like we don't our conversations are a run-on sentence.
Yes. And I don't feel like we're ever
punctuated by children asking for things.
Well, and I don't feel like we're ever interrupting each other because our conversations just like stack on top of each
They're
other.
So fluid,
they build.
And our friendship is so beautiful and we're so in love.
That we don't even have to try to have
we
a
finish
conversation.
Each other's
sandwiches. Tell me you're a toddler
there
parent.
you go. And that settles that. No, there was something. Oh, I have to talk about you. So we went to their house Thursday night, and Courtney found out she didn't have to work the next day. She's like, let's go get a bottle of champagne. So we drove back to my house, got a bottle of champagne, went back to their house. And somehow we got on the topic of celebrity crushes. We were asking Matt and Connor who their celebrity crushes were. And Connor's always been in love with Jennifer Aniston, but he
said he's moved on from
the tide
her
is
now.
turning. I don't even remember who he said now. I don't know. He can't really have a celebrity crush because he's so in love with me.
He said like Anna Kendrick before.
I said Anna Kendrick. He didn't agree with it.
Okay. I don't know who he said actually.
We'll have to ask.
All of Matt's are just Hispanic ladies,
no,
which is obviously me.
Sofia Vergara, Salma Hayek. So then we started talking about you. For some reason, went on to your celebrity crushes, but you went the female route first.
Yeah, what I wanted to do was I was like, okay, well, they already know all of my male celebrity crushes. So like, what is like a girl that's like so beautiful? Like I just think she's so pretty. And I had just got done watching
Daisy Jones and the
Daisy Jones and the Six, which is so good. I love it.
And this bitch says her crush is what's her name? Suzie Wazowski. And we all said
Monsters Inc.
Yeah, we all said what? And she's like, it's something like that. Suzie Wazowski.
She's married to Robert Pattinson.
And then I started like almost throwing up because I was laughing so hard. She meant Suki Waterhouse.
Close enough, okay?
Suzie Wazowski.
Monsters Inc.,
The next
Daisy
day,
Jones and the Six.
next day, I looked at my phone because I was like, Connor, text that to me right now so I don't forget about it. And he texted it to me, and I just see Suzie Wazowski in my text. I was freaking cackling.
Well, and the joke is with Matt, he can never remember any celebrity's name at all. And usually I just don't remember, like, he will mistake celebrities for another celebrity.
And the thing about Matt also is that he will mistake a celebrity for another celebrity and then argue with you about it.
Yes.
I.e., we
and
were
me,
watching.
I just forget names. But what Matt does.
You and Matt are both pretty, like, two peas in the pod.
Oh, man.
Matt, we were watching Sweet Home Alabama one time, and Matt was like, this random extra in Sweet Home Alabama, a movie that came out approximately 2004, that's Margot Robbie. And I was like, it's not. It's not. And Matt's like,
and he was dead set on it.
It is Margot Robbie. It is Margot Robbie. It is Margot Robbie. And I was like,
sir, do you know?
No, so
how old Margot Robbie
I Googled
actually
Margot
is?
Robbie's age, and whatever the time period was, I can't remember exactly the date. Margot Robbie would have been 8.
Yeah. Not an
8 years
extra
old.
in Sweet Home Alabama as an adult.
As a grown up.
Unless she time travels.
Yeah, that risk was.
Or you could just be wrong, Matt. You could just be wrong.
It doesn't even look like her. You and Matt do both argue about the most random shit, though. Because remember that one time I said something about, like, my childhood. Like, I've never been to that restaurant. And Kortnie goes,
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh. And I said.
But I caught myself, too,
literally.
because I was like, wait, why did I just try to argue something about your life?
Yeah, and then you were like, I said, did you just nuh-uh me? This was
so
ago.
childish. But
It
I
was
was
so-
nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh. So I still hit her with that occasionally because I'm like, that shit was crazy. It was so funny. But anyways, just had to, let the people know who they're dealing with, who their podcast.
Oh, they know. They should know by now.
I have plenty.
I hope.
What's really beautiful about our friendship is that I'm so stupid, but you have a worse memory, so you can't even remember all the dumb shit I say.
Oh my God. No, my memory's so
I know,
bad.
it's really a blessing for me.
I keep thinking, you know what? I'm going to create a running list because last episode I named 2 things that I should probably go to therapy for. This is another thing, is having no memory whatsoever. I am Dory from Finding Nemo.
Literally.
Everyone will be like, oh, do you remember that time? And I've learned to just shake my head.
No, you have started full movies at the beginning, watched half of them, and then been like, I've seen this
never
movie
watched
before.
Or no, I'll say, like, I've never watched this, and it's not until I'm halfway through,
Yes,
which is what
that's
you're
I was trying to
saying.
say. I don't know what I said.
Whenever I'm halfway through, then I'm like, oh, wait,
I have
I've
seen this
this.
movie halfway through the movie.
Yeah, my memory is terrible.
No, it's like kind of scary. You need to start playing like solitaire and stuff to like jog your memory better.
Yes, yeah.
That's why I'm so sharp, because I play so many stupid games on the phone.
Well, I'm gonna have to go download some
There you go.
ASAP. So
You need to. All right, are we ready to move on finally?
Yes.
5 hours later. To what are we doing?
We're doing Mom Trom. So I'm gonna kick off the first one, and this is, we'll keep it anonymous still,
yeah, but you know who you are.
It's someone close to us. I'm laughing because the story's so funny. So her child, who is 6, is super into horses right now, and she was asking all about them, and she got on the topic of horseshoes. And at that age, they just they get hyper fixated. Like Addie's at the age where she takes something and she runs with
My
it.
31-year-old still does that, but yeah.
Cool. So she ran with the idea of horseshoes. So that led to internet videos and such of farriers and watching them switch out horseshoes and take care of their hooves. We got hooked on the videos for some reason. At one point, I told my daughter, this is actually super relaxing to watch and zone out. The next week, she came home from school and casually told me that she told her teacher, when my mom wants to relax, she watches foot videos online. Because as teachers, those kids are coming to school, and half of what they say, it's skepticism. You take it with a grain of salt, and some of it, yeah, obviously is true. But is your mom really watching foot videos online to relax?
She's a feet pick pimp.
Yes.
Doling them out for money.
Well, and so the mom said that this was all the way back in October, and her teacher has still not made eye contact with her all year. Because that teacher's like this weird ass mom.
I bet she hasn't worn sandals to school either. She's petrified.
She's like, I'm going to be put on to her app that she watches. I can't be subjected
She's like,
to this.
hey, student, how does your mom get within 1,000 feet of a school? But you know what? In their defense, the videos of farriers, I don't really understand what a horse hoof is. I don't get how they cut into it so far. But whenever they've got little punctures on the top, they'll keep slicing, and they'll dig all the stuff out.
Well, it's like a nail, and so it
I know,
grows.
but it's like crazy that they get so deep. It makes me
Yeah.
feel like they're gonna get blood
I
eventually.
grew up watching horseshoes being done, so it's like a skill I have.
She's country. I'm feeling very musical today. From her down home, to her down home roots.
She's country.
That's you. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
So you're saying though it is mesmerizing.
Oh, so yes,
it'll
that's
draw
right.
you in.
It is satisfying to watch because then she started sending them to me, and I was like, I don't want to
get it now.
in your. Well, I was like, please don't try to indoctrinate me into your foot obsession. Like, we get it, and I know this was a cry for help.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to exonerate yourself by saying that you don't have a problem, but I know in fact that you do.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's trying to drag me down with her, and it's working. So,
well, I love the last part of this was she was like questioning, like, should I have written her an email to set the record straight, like the teacher? But like, what would you even say? Because she said, I think that would have even sounded weirder. So you're
Can
like
you
emailing,
imagine?
hey, I know that my daughter said that I like to watch foot videos online, but I promise that's not true.
Well,
like,
and, or I like to watch feet videos, but I want to clarify horse feet videos.
yeah.
Okay, cool, weirdo. Like,
yeah, she's like, I'm actually just going to block you from all communication.
Yeah, so
I don't need to communicate
she's
about your daughter.
transferring her daughter's schools next year. She's not, but you know, it's one of those. Okay, our other mom trom, our friend Hannah told us last night. Shout out Hannah, we love you.
Yeah.
But she told us this last night. So she's got 3 kids. Her oldest is 5. The middle one is 2, almost 3. He'll be 3 in like a week. And then their baby is 6 months old, 7 months old. So the oldest, or sorry, no. The middle one is wild and reminds me so much of Fielding. Like they're 2 peas in a pod, and like developmentally and just like the things they do. They're like quiet giants that are running around and terrorizing everything.
Yeah.
So I asked her, because she's got 2 boys that are potty trained, how did you do it? Like, what do you recommend? Because I was struggling with like how to angle Fielding's dongle into the toilet when I set him on it. And anyways, it's a whole thing. So she said she puts them on the toilets backwards.
Oh.
Which I was like, smart, because then their legs have to be open, and then
Yeah.
everything gets shifted down, and they're peeing in the toilet. And I was like, you're so smart. So she said that the middle kid was on the toilet, and he had pooped, and he was like, I'm done, which I got to hear him do this here, too. I'm done, Mom, I'm done, Dad, I'm done. And
is he just rapping while
yeah,
he's in the bathroom?
Basically, he's like, get me off this toilet. Like, because he abruptly finishes, and then it's like, get me off this toilet right now.
Yeah.
So he was trying to get himself off the toilet, and Hannah warned me about this. She said, now here's the problem. You put him backwards. Now they got to, like, get their leg over the saddle, basically, to get back out. So he was trying to get off the toilet, but he stepped right into it, into his shit.
I just got chills all over my body. No!
But she was
Little buddy, come on now.
feeding the baby, so she's like, well, that's on you, Chris. Figure it out.
Yeah.
So Chris is like,
I love that good. Man, I miss those days where I'm like, oh, I'm feeding Tucker. Matt, you really got to handle this.
Well, I only breastfed for about 5 minutes, so I didn't really get that luxury. Because Connor would be
but
like,
even if you're feeding
go
them
ahead.
a bottle, though,
True.
you know?
True.
But she's
so
like,
he
yeah,
stepped
sorry.
into his shit toilet. That's another conversation. Like, how do you even triage that situation? Because what a nightmare.
The whole kid goes in the bathtub, but then you have to sanitize the bathtub after.
Exactly. And like, then I'm washing. It's just a whole thing. It's just not. It's
yeah,
not
I don't like
a
it.
party that I'm inviting myself to.
I'm not here for it. I don't like it.
So yeah, Hannah, I'm so sorry that happened to you and our other person, our anonymous source.
Peace be with you guys.
Peace be with you. You need Jesus. You know who you are.
So this week we decided to switch it up, and if you haven't had a chance to write in any stories, please get onto our Instagram page because that's where you can send them. Emily posted every week of like what we're asking for, and so instead of holy matrimony this week, we thought we would take a little bit of a break, and we might start to switch off, and we wanted to give some dating stories.
And like, not just dating stories like we'd met and it was beautiful.
Horror stories.
Horror stories.
And I feel very lucky in the way that like Matt and I met so young that sorry, single people who are going through this, but like, this sounds
Her life's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this sounds horrible the way it's coming out, but like, I haven't had to deal with this.
You're lucky, and
it's
okay
so
to say that.
I'm very lucky that like I met Matt so early, and then like knew that we were supposed to be together, blah blah blah, and because hearing these dating horror stories, I'm like, these girls are putting themselves out there every single week, and this is what they get in return?
Yes.
This is what they get?
I have some horror stories that really will never be able to leave see the light of day.
Mhm.
Because I can't anonymously on my own podcast tell my stories,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
I met Connor when I was really young too, but like thank God, because I was in the trenches with these girls for about like 3 or 4 months, and
And that's enough to do
it
you
was
in.
not good. And I was
Yeah.
20. The dating pool was
Yeah.
a lap pool at that point. Now, the older you get, the scarier the dating
Well, and
pool
it
gets.
sounds like some of them are just weirdos.
Freaks.
Some of the men. Some of the men are weirdos, and these women are having to, like, figure that out. Like, oh, that was a waste of my time.
Well, I'm just not good at, like, interpersonal communication with people I just met. Like, I can't imagine sitting at a table at dinner with someone I had just met and having to, like, tell them about myself and, like, make eye contact.
Yep,
that
eye
makes
contact,
me want to throw up.
And imagine them trying to give you a hug after. Ew. No, thank you. Get your paws off me.
I don't think Connor and I hugged for a while.
Oh.
Yeah. Till we got married, actually.
She's actually just in a cult that it's a religion that deems against any type of physical touch before marriage.
Yeah, we're very spiritual around here. And we obey all the laws.
So one of the dating stories that came through was, well, I think the same girl had 2 different dating stories. Is that how you took it? It was like 2 different men.
I think so.
Because the first one she wrote in said this guy that she went on one date with him. And like a date could mean anything. It could mean a coffee shop, like dinner, whatever.
A movie where you don't speak.
I don't care. It's one date, and this weirdo bought a wedding ring after their first date.
Let me tell you what I think. I think he had that wedding ring, and he showed it to every girl he went on a date with to talk about how serious he was. That is my speculation.
That's so gross, though.
But I feel like men do that shit.
Thinking that it's going to be romantic, though? Like, oh, I knew after the first date it was you. No, bitch. No, you didn't.
I'm going to tell you something. The night I met Connor, he told me he was going to marry me. But it was in his Squidward voice, and it was like this. We're going to get married someday.
Aww.
And I was like, okay, freak. Back off.
And look at you now. So are you saying that this could have had a happy ending?
Yeah, I'm saying maybe you should have given wedding ring.
This girl's like, I'm never listening to your podcast again. This is the worst life advice I've ever given.
Let me gaslight you into letting you know you made the wrong choice.
She's like, I'm never trusting you guys again with anything.
That's my shitty advice.
Typically don't trust a man. I think Connor was just a little gem that you found in a sea of rocks. So,
literally,
you know, you got lucky in that. So,
yeah.
Now the other one I laughed at because whenever Emily first sent it to me, I was a little confused. So I'm going to read it how she originally wrote it in.
I literally can't remember. Go ahead.
I can't say it with a straight face. I dated a guy who didn't tell me he was dead until date 3. I just thought he was ignoring me. And then she capitalizes, deaf, DEAF, not dead. She didn't know he was deaf. So she did not know. He didn't tell her that he was deaf. And so she's just I'm imagining, just having conversations with him. And she's like, okay, cool.
But
like,
also she chose to go on multiple dates with him. So that is...
She must have, he must have had something about him. He might have had some green flags about him. But the red flag is like, dude, you got to tell people about what you got going on in your life, especially if it's something major like that.
Not being able to hear them
all.
No, but she said I didn't know that he was dead for 3 days. And I sent it to Kortnie. She was like, wait, what?
Because I was like, wait, did he like die after their first date and then the family didn't tell him?
And then he was a zombie.
I'm making up this entire like Lifetime movie in my head, and then I see deaf, not dead. I'm like, oh, okay, thank God. But still, guys, just come forward with all of your things you got going on. Come on.
Fun fact about me, I also know sign language.
Yes, you do.
So, what's up, deaf listeners?
She's going to just start signing everything that we're saying.
I'm not.
So then we're
all inclusive. We're near that
we can be
level.
ADA compliant.
Oh my God, so true.
So
okay, I'll start interpreting.
You better start quick.
No, I won't. I will not.
She would have to be going a million miles a minute.
Yeah, we would be almost impossible to interpret. It would be
I'm going to let you read this next one because you know that one.
Okay, so this girl went on a date, and the guy was obsessed, all caps, with his dog.
Which, hang on. Like, that sounds cute at first.
Yeah, like, oh, he loves his dogs.
Aww.
He can care for things, like maybe potential future children.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't talk about anything else. So she would be like, yeah, I love traveling. Like, it's one of my hobbies. And he would say, I wish I could travel, but my dogs.
Do you think he was obsessed with his dogs, or do you think that was a cop out for him? Like maybe
I
he
think
was.
obsessed. They literally.
I'm just
Please.
wondering, like, if he was broke and he couldn't afford
Listen
to
to how
travel.
bad this gets, though.
Okay.
It got so bad that when he went to the bathroom, the waiter rushed over and asked, "Do you want me to tell him you had to leave because of an emergency?"
Oh shit.
And then a couple from across of them said, "Butt out. We've got money on how long she's going to last."
Oh no, that's
If
mortifying.
strangers start intervening, that's bad.
I mean, it is fun to go on dates and just people watch.
Yes,
So,
but can you imagine?
whew, man, so obsessed with his dog.
She said, like, that's all he would talk about, because she and I talked a little bit more after she sent that, but, like, she's, like, to a crazy degree, like, I'm a teacher. Oh, I love my dog.
That's weird, man.
Okay, anyways.
Like, do you have anything else about your personality you're willing to
No.
share besides your
He's
dog?
in a relationship fully with his
And
dog.
what if that dog ended up being
A furry?
a little white? No, not a furry. I was gonna say a 15-year-old white dog with the tongue sticking out of its mouth
Then
and
his
moles
name would
all
be
over
Kortnie.
it.
Then his name would be Kortnie. and-
R.I.P. Snowball.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
someday we're gonna get a picture of Snowball to commemorate her life. That's Courtney's white crusty dog.
But like, imagine if it's not some like
I'm sure
golden
it was.
retriever.
No,
It's a white crusty
I'm
dog.
sure it was, because something about crusty white dogs is that owning them makes you. They release a pheromone or something that brainwashes you. That dog was the molliest. Like, I didn't touch her because she was yucky. And Courtney's like, "Oh, don't mind Snowball.
Her moles are just leaking
She
for the
looks
day.
a little greasy because her moles are leaking. Sorry if you're eating." And then she'd come up and look at me and like punch me. And Snowball loved me. Like, she would always climb in my lap, and I'd be like,
she drank out of your wine glass once. Do you remember that?
if I allowed it, then
It
probably
was
not.
in Ohio. It was
Yeah,
in
I definitely
Ohio.
remember
We were
that.
at your house. And
Did I keep drinking out of it?
Yes, you did.
That's why I blocked that out. With her freaking rotten breath. That dog was decomposing from the inside out.
No, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, her breath smells so bad." And then I have to speak well on my little angel. That's actually in hell right now.
Literally.
She, at the end of her life, she actually developed dementia, which is so sad because I didn't
Sorry,
realize. Laughing at my trauma. Why would you do
Sorry,
that?
dementia. It really got me. My bad. My B.
So she would just.
This is why I'm going to laugh, because I know what you're going to say.
Matt would Matt would wake up in the middle of the night and he'd be like, "What the fuck is that shadow on the wall?" And he'd look, and Snowball's just staring at the wall or at our mirror, just sitting in the middle of the night staring. And so then
And
our
she
joke was
blind.
he's possessed or she's possessed, not Matt. Matt's not possessed. She's possessed, and yeah, she was blind, had dementia, and she ended up living her life peacefully out, with my aunt for like the last week of her life. And then she
Yeah.
like just, gently passed away. She was
That
ready
we
to
know
go.
of.
She was hanging on. I know. Rosie, what did you actually do
Yeah,
to Snowball?
Rosie, fess up. I know Snowball had 10 years left.
You know she wasn't going down without a fight.
No, she broke her leg. One of my favorite things is that she broke her leg, which, again, this bitch had osteoporosis. She was 1,000. And Matt was setting her down, and she jumped out of his arms and broke her leg. And, like, fractured it. She didn't, like, compound break
Oh,
her
I
like
was
crazy.
so
No,
mad
I thought
at
they were
Matt.
going to get divorced over this. And
Because
so,
I thought that he threw her. I was like,
yes.
"Why would you throw Snowball?" And he's like, "Courtney, why would I throw your dog? Like,
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't
he
want to
knew the
pay a medical
consequences.
bill."
Right. So she had a cast for, it felt like forever. And you had to go get the cast changed weekly.
It was so expensive.
It was so expensive. And she was like 14 at the time. And you and Matt were like, okay. Like, kind of nudging the vet along, like, "So should we?" And the vet.
Like, is it her time?
Yeah, the vet looked at you and said,
Age
because
is not a number.
No, that's not what she said. She didn't want to date her. She said, "Old age is not a disease."
Yes, that's what she said. Age is not a number.
You don't even know.
I blocked it out. It was
You're
trauma.
so dumb. Snowball, age is but a number. Run away with me. I know you're my college professor, but I love you.
Miller's Girl.
That's what Miller's Girl's based on. Oh my god. I'm crying.
Old age is not a disease. See, I can't remember anything,
See,
okay,
it's-
people?
Like, was shaming them, because Courtney's like, I'm from Oklahoma, where it's like old farm doctors that are like, "Oh, leg's broken, shoot her in the head." And then down here in like hippy dippy Houston, they're like, no.
PETA, please don't attack us.
PETA, please let us date your crusty white dogs. Courtney wants to.
I hear Matt giggling in the background right now. Okay, we'll have more crusty white dog stories.
Why are we messing it up?
Okay.
Can you get us more champagne, please?
Matt,
Matt's
he'll give us the rundown of what part of the story we
somewhat
messed up
soon.
on.
It has been heavily requested that these ding dong men get involved and come on here and tell their truths, which we obviously won't allow because we know we're wrong. We can't let the world know the truth. But one day we'll get them on here to retell all of the things we messed up.
Yeah, because apparently we don't get any stories
right.
Matt
always says we tell stories wrong, but I don't agree with that.
No, I don't at all. So,
anyways, where are we even at with
well,
our lives?
we got really off on dating write-ins because the obsession with the dog led to Snowball. So we can now move on to our cheers and jeers of the week. I'll let you go first.
Oh, what an honor. My jeers came very easily this week because my son threw up all over his car seat.
What did he throw up?
Sour Patch Kids.
Was it multicolored?
It was. He mostly ate blue Sour Patch Kids. I guess it was a blue bag mostly, but we went to Costco and I took him by myself, which I know isn't like a crazy feat, but he actually stayed in the stroller the whole time, watched his tablet, was an angel. And I was like, God bless us, everyone. Because
I've been into Costco before where he was like running around. And Costco's so big and everyone, like, it's so
and whenever
busy.
It's me and Connor there, like, we'll kind of, one of us will follow him and one of us will push the cart. Right? But if it's just me going, like, you can't run.
No.
You can't. I'm going to lose you.
And the giant baskets that they have, too.
So he got in the basket and was like a perfect prince. But it might have been because he wasn't feeling well, because then we got in the car and we're driving home and I was on the phone with my mom and I heard feeling like, and I was like, I turn around to catch him projectile vomiting on himself. And I was like, tight. And then he's screaming because he's got throw up on himself, which like gross, but also like.
But you're also close enough to home where you don't want to pull over.
It was very close to home. Like I was in the neighborhood, like right. I was cutting through like right coming into our neighborhood. So I was very close. Yeah. But he was so mad. He was screaming. I had the windows down.
Oh,
I was
buddy, that's the worst.
It smells disgusting. So, anyways, I had to do that. I had to hose out the car seat, which, funny enough, it's Addie's car seat because I have her car seat in mine in case I pick them up from daycare. And he just like kind of pinball machines back between which one he wants to sit in. Like he chooses, and him and Addie are the same size.
Yeah,
so
it's the same car seat.
So he wanted to sit in the one that's like where he can see me catty cornered. And he threw up all over himself, and that was not a delight. Not a delight. But my win, my cheer, is that he sat in the seat at Costco.
No, that's a huge deal.
Sat in the cart at Costco the whole time. It was really a beautiful experience.
Thank
watched
God.
I got all my shopping done because I was out of diapers. So I was like, I had to go to Costco. There was no option. So, anyways,
good for you.
There it is. What's yours?
My cheers of the week is Addie has actually learned to unlock our front door with the code. So I'm not going to give you guys my code, but
I thought you were about to say
no, I would have cut that out. I've actually given our code to like the people who go and spray our house. I'll give a code, and I remember one of my coworkers freaking out. She's like, "Why would you do that?" I'm like, I mean, they're just in there to spray my house because
and, like, you make appointments. Like, if something goes missing, you're gonna know it's
well.
them.
And welcome to Houston. I want to preface this by saying that whenever we moved here, automatically you sign up for a quarterly spray of your house because there's critters. So many insects. I'm just going to leave it at critters, but if you live here, you know what the critters are. And like, I mean, whether you keep a clean house or not, like you're going to get the critters.
I'll say
we have to have the spray.
And with the rain,
quarterly.
It gets even worse in the summer. And if it's the rainy season, it's terrible. There was a roach in my kitchen this morning.
No.
A giant one.
Well, one of those flying ones where it's not, okay, whenever you say roach, if you're from Oklahoma, you associate roach with like really dirty houses. No, a roach here means like it's a Texas-sized roach.
Literally.
It is huge. It's the size of like a pickle.
It wears
like a small pickle.
It wears boots and stirrups. And it wears spurs, so it hits you with the spurs. It's got a 10-gallon hat.
It is a Texas roach, and they fly everywhere.
They do
just
fly.
Everything. I didn't tell you this, but we had a salamander, or what do they call those here? A gecko. We had a gecko in our house right before we came over, and Matt and Addie were looking for it, and they had opened the front door, so I thought they found it. No, he said we did not find that gecko, so it's somewhere around our house.
You're gonna find it on your face at 3 a.m.
Oh, don't give me those.
I hate to tell you that.
So, anyways, Addie can unlock our doors. That's my cheers this week because it makes my life easier whenever I'm carrying Tucker in like 6 bags. She's unlocking it, and then all I have to do is open it.
And she told me, I came to your house, and she's like, guess what the code for the front door is?
Like,
And then
she's
she
going to be
told
telling
it to
everybody.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
And then my
Yikes.
other cheers is Tucker. He's been signing more. Now, all of his signs have to do with food.
Of course, he's a food motivated man.
He does have a nickname at daycare. I was walking out and they're like, "Oh, I can tell Tucker feels better. Like, we know if the eating machine is eating again, then he's all good." I'm like, "The eating machine?" I did like a double take. Like, wait, is that his actual nickname?
Is that Tucker wears a name tag? It's
Yeah,
eating machine.
he's just eating machine. And it's just so funny to me because I've never seen a kid just eat as much as he does. And so he's signing and he's doing eat with his one finger and it's touching up against his mouth or
And that's
milk.
what he wakes up doing.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes, demanding waffles. Now
Both of your children.
my jeers of the week also goes hand in hand with that because he is constantly hungry. He must be going through a big growth spurt because he's always hungry, but I feel like it's more so than
It's like
ever.
manic.
Yes. So with Tucker, because he has been constantly eating this week, he's also constantly scavenging. Where this morning for breakfast, Matt just put out an entire buffet of food. So he has this little kid table and he has 3 little snack cups, each one with cereal. He has waffles. So that's definitely my fail because I feel like I should be giving him definitely more nutritious food, but we're kind of in survival mode with him right now because he just wants to eat so much that it is a lot of work. And so I had texted like one of my sister-in-laws because we had went over to her house one time and she had like decently healthy snacks. So I texted her asking for recommendations and I ordered some just to have at the house because I'm like he just wants to constantly eat. So I want to at least give him like nutrition.
Quality, yeah.
But it's
You're so much better
hard.
about that than I am. I like aspire to be as good as you are about food because
Well,
I'm like,
I mean,
I try, but he won't eat it. So I'm like,
I mean, Tucker just will eat anything, so it's easy in that way because I can give him like something like
Yeah.
quote unquote healthy
Healthy-ish.
whatever. But
well,
it's just hard right now.
I will say with Tucker, I did discover him right before we started recording, scavenging through my trash can like a little raccoon, and he was licking an empty ranch packet from Chick-fil-A. So I was like, Tucker, what are you doing? And he just is like, nom, 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 nom.
And he acts like he is never fed. I mean, he just does
Yeah.
not stop eating. So I'm like, what's wrong? What's going
No,
on?
I think
Like,
that's just his.
I think that's just his personality.
who he is.
This kid loves to eat.
I say, Addie is you to a T. Like some of the
Yeah.
faces she makes at me, I'm like, oh my God, mini Kortnie,
Yeah.
calm down. And then Tucker is Matt.
Yeah.
Like
He
it's
is.
alarming. And then
He
we've got
is.
Fielding who like
He's
neither of us.
complete.
Just
No,
kidding.
he's the complete mix of you both.
Our most psychotic qualities.
He's 100% Connor and 100% you. So then that puts 200% child in one body.
we're out here struggling. That man's crazy. Crazy. Okay, anything else? Is that it?
No,
Did we
I think
do
we
it?
wrapped it up. Yeah,
I feel like
and I
we've
think
been talking
it's like
for 3 years.
right on time too. We've been trying to keep it under an hour for you guys. We don't want to, until you guys really get interested in us. We don't want to just drag it on where everyone
Yeah.
is ready
Yeah.
to pause the podcast. So
Correct, or skip. But I will say thank you so much to everyone that is listening. And
yes,
y'all don't understand like how good it makes us feel whenever you reach out, even if it's not like commenting. But if you just reach out to us and tell us
any
like,
type
we
of
made
feedback.
you laugh.
We thrive.
No, it makes
off
us
of
feel
that.
so good. Cause
Well, it's easy to get discouraged, and so
Mhm.
any type of feedback we get, obviously all positive. We haven't gotten any negative feedback yet.
No, surprisingly,
Because everyone, and what you said was when hopefully, our platform gets a little bigger, then we'll have to deal with negative comments. But right now, like people that are listening, like they all know us personally. So
Yes.
they're not going to come out and say negative things. But, we could take a little bit of feedback.
I'll take
That's
some heat.
fine.
Yeah.
But
If there's
also,
something-
like, circle that in with some positive.
Yes.
Act like I'm in a formal meeting, please.
do that. This was great, but
Yeah.
correction.
But only one correction at a time.
Sandwich the corrections with compliments.
But we can only take one correction.
yeah, and be very nice.
If you want to be negative about it, like I
Goodbye.
can't handle it. I think that
Mhm.
I would just quit.
No.
So
we know we're perfect, so it's fine.
yeah, obviously.
Actually, don't write it. We don't need to. Just kidding. No, but for real, I did have a few people reach out to me this week and
Same,
just
yep.
say like how much they laughed or that they were like cleaning their house and listened like okay, I'm gonna clean my house for 45 minutes, so I'll listen to the first episode, and then they kept cleaning because they wanted
Are
to listen
you
to the next
saying
one.
that we are motivating? Are we?
I think we're revolutionizing the households in America.
I feel like we are just upping the game, upping the ante.
Should we? run for president?
Sure.
President and co-president? No vice.
Yeah.
I don't want one to be lower
Just
than the other.
co. Okay.
Like
2
co-captains.
presidents? That can definitely
Two
be
presidents, both
adjusted.
women.
Making history.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here
Ladies and
first.
gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
You're watching.
Listen.
Oh, God.
I think now's time
Yeah,
to
it's going off the
cut
rails
off.
now. Okay. All right. We love you guys.
Love
Thank you so much. And
y'all.
last but not least, cheers
Cheers
to
to
that.
that.
Bye.
Bye.
Love ya. Mean it. Toodles. Poodles.